Hi, my name is DiBona with Google. Welcome to Science Foo Camp. This is a walking tour so you can understand some of the things that are around you here on campus during your stay. Obviously, I'm not going to go anywhere where you can't go, so I'll try to describe everything as best I can, even if we can't see it. This is intended to be an audio tour, but we're also videotaping. So we're going to start here in the lobby. If you'd like to, you should pause until you get to the Building 40 lobby. Okay, you've unpaused or you're there already. So what you're looking at here in the Building 40 lobby is where you're going to be checking in, getting your gifts, and all the rest. What you'll also see above the front desk here is you'll see a list of scrolling queries. These are moderately cleaned up, just so you know. These aren't, unfortunately, a completely accurate picture of humanity, but it is in fact taken from an active stream that we've gone through and cleaned up a bit. So you'll see different languages represented, and these are in fact what people are searching for. While I'm looking at it right now, I'm seeing everything from Melissa Joan Hart, an actress in the United States, to people asking about blogs and WestJet, an airline company. So, as well as a couple TV shows, looks like some medical knowledge, all kinds of things. It's actually quite interesting. If you watch long enough, it will loop. We do have it on sort of a tight loop, so that's pretty good. Once you've collected your tag, you'll walk over here into Charlie's, so if you'll follow me, feel free to grab yourself a juice or a water. So during the duration of the Science Foo Camp, a lot of the areas are going to be open to you, including this lobby and this cafeteria. On the right, you'll see rooms like Haifa and Beirut and others. These are all intended to be meeting rooms for the Science Foo Camp. So when you see those on your schedules, you'll understand what we're talking about. There's about 4 rooms along here that you'll have access to. If you look here on the right, you'll see a sign that says Kiev Training Room. Through there is the training room, as well as rooms like Damascus and some of the other ones that you'll be using. The map has been included in your packet, so it'll be your friend while you're here. This is Charlie's. Charlie's is where we do our special events, as well as it's our main cafeteria. It's named for our first chef, Charlie Ayers, who was the chef for the Grateful Dead. As we're walking through it, it's set up for a visit for John McCain on Friday, I guess. Friday or today? I'm never sure which. As well as Linus Torvalds on Thursday. So come along then. So some of the things you'll notice is it's pretty kitted out for audio, video. We have the big screens in the back, as well as the projectors up top here. You'll see a lot of the same things at Google, same colors like, you know, the yellows, the greens, the reds. It's very colorful. We're into that. Outside here, you'll see a tent on the day of Science Foo Camp. That's where we'll have food as well as other sort of party type times. And it'll be very enjoyable for you, I assure you. And our chefs have put a lot of work into the event. It's very important to them. Last year, I don't know if they're going to do it this year, but last year we had this all kitted out with like all kinds of things like, you know, tents and sort of campy things, and it was a lot of fun. So, and it was a lot of knowledge being shared. So, basically, if you see a fridge, you can open it and eat whatever's in it, water, drinks. It's all yours to have. If you're lucky, and if I'm smart, inside this It's It container will be lots of the It's Its that we specially made for Google. They don't use high fructose corn syrup; they use sugar cane instead. So, if they're there, you should eat them as soon as you can, because they're very tasty. They're much better than the regular ones you might find. It's Its are sort of a traditional sandwich, ice cream sandwich here for the Bay Area. Lots of people remember them quite nostalgically. Anyways, this is Charlie's here on the right. We're walking along the hallway now. You'll see that we use the potato starch based forks, spoons, and knives, as well as biodegradable, pretty much anything we can get our hands on. Although we're not quite sure about the biodegradability of the forks, spoons, and knives, because a Googler, an enterprising young Googler, in fact, buried one for a year, and it didn't break down so fast. So now we're going to go inside this area here. All these doors that I'm beeping open will be wide open for you, so you have nothing to worry about in terms of security. If you see the guys with blue shirts, then you know that you can ask them things. There will also be Googlers who will be wearing the same outfits that you saw when you checked in. And these will be open to you, the elevator, and there's a set of stairs over there on the right. And there are restrooms literally placed throughout the hall and the area here. So we're going to go upstairs in the elevator. So there'll be security guards in places where you can't go. And I apologize for that. I wish we could open the whole campus to you, but we had to sort of keep it tight. As you walk down this hallway, on the left, we're upstairs now, by the way, so you may want to pause until you get upstairs. But on the left and right, you're going to see a couple things. This is the Seville room. This is where we'll start out the first day, where you'll be told how the Foo Camp works and all the rest. You know, inside this room, we will be deciding what our schedule will be and have the larger tech talks here. So this can handle, a good number of people, about 100 people. So lots of fun will happen in this room, and we'll all sit here and we'll do the planning. If you've never been to Foo Camp, it's a lot of fun. There is no set schedule until the camp begins, so that's all decided by the participants. We also have some other rooms here which will open up to people. Madrid, Lisbon, let's see, some of the other ones, Zazanga, I think, and Setúbal. We'll also have a micro kitchen set up here as well, so you can have drinks and water. Google's big into providing food whenever we can. If you're inside Seville and you look out one of the windows onto the courtyard, you can see some fairly interesting things. For one, you can see our dinosaur skeleton. This was purchased 3 years ago on eBay by Google co-founder Larry Page, and it sat in storage for a while until we finally decided to install it. It is extremely likely that the flamingos will still be there when you're here. It looks as if it's basically chasing them to eat them. On April 1st, the flamingos ate the dinosaur. They were mounted all around it. It was very funny. On the right, you'll see the volleyball court. Standard sort of googliness going on here. So yeah, and what we're going to do next is we're going to walk down the stairs that you came up, or go down the elevator which you came down, and we'll tell you some more about the grounds outside. So one of the things that we have here at Google are these things called tech stops. You'll see them littered around the buildings. And what they are is a way for Googlers to be able to, suppose they need a keyboard, a mouse, a new battery for their laptop, or they're having some problem with their laptop or other machinery, they can come inside here and say, you know what, it's just not working. And the tech stop people are extremely helpful, and they'll provide, in the event it's an accessory that you need, or they'll fix your laptop for you. So, and they're very, very good at what they do. This is one of the greatest things about Google too for an engineer. It's like if you need a part, you just ask for it. And if they don't have it, you can often just put in a ticket and it'll appear magically. There are some Googlers who have taken this as a challenge to ask for kind of absurd things on the ticket system, and they seem to keep on providing. So, yeah. So we're gonna go downstairs. Please feel free, if the Space Duel machine is on, to play it. So we're at the bottom of the stairs now. On your right, you're gonna see our gym. That probably won't be open to you. Around the corner, though, is the restrooms. What you will see over here is Slice, which is our very vegan, vegetarian-friendly cafe. They specialize in extremely healthy meals. Today, when we're recording this, they show you soup, chili lemon prawns, as well as some eggplant dishes. They also tend to have sort of they're our smoothie bar. It's right outside the gym, so it's kind of well placed for that. So they'll have smoothies all the time. I don't know if we'll have any smoothies available during Science Foo Camp, but I hope so. I'll see what I can do about that. This is also where Googlers will be eating themselves. We provide food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner here at Google for the engineering staff and for all the employees. And we have a pretty crack sort of team of chefs and cooks here who work very, very hard to make this possible. Even during the weekends, we get lunch and dinner in the Slice Cafe here for those who are working through the weekend. It's all no charge, and it's mostly organic. Speaking of which, we're going to go out the door now. Just for those of you who are walking along, we're now outside, walking out into sort of the main area from the cafe. And what you'll see here is labeled The Growing Connection, which is a company we worked with to build a sort of herb and tomato garden here. The idea being, we had some area, it'd be kind of nice to experiment with growing some of our own food. It's clearly not enough to feed, the growing army of Googlers, but it's something that we're kind of happy to be doing. So let's keep walking. So we try to keep things nice and sustainable here at Google, which can be very, very difficult in the corporate environment. One of the things we're very proud of is Building 43 here, which is on the other side of the tent. If you're following along sort of differently on this, it's labeled as such. You should be able to figure it out. Inside, we've got the recycled flooring from the chopped up bumpers, and that kind of thing, as well as mostly recycled carpets, none volatile organic compounds, binding them to the floor, and they're cleaned responsibly. So there's a lot of good things that we're doing here. In a lot of ways, there's not much else I can tell you. We will probably have the judo display available for you in the main cafe. The judo display shows active queries that are going on. So we could have a session about that if you like, or you can ask any Googler about it. They're all pretty well up to date on what that is. Welcome to Google, and again, if there's anything you need from a Googler, just find us. We're very obviously wearing t-shirts that say I'm a Googler. So welcome to Google, welcome to Science Foo Camp, and thank you for coming.